Hello everyone and welcome to Fez's Favourites. In this video series we're going to be taking a look at some of my favourite projects available at the time. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Holochain and the HoloFuel token. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, why not stick around to find out more. Welcome and thank you very much for joining me for this video. In this video, as I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at Holochain. We're going to take a look at the project, the team, some tokenomics, and a first for me, which is I will be sharing some charts with you. So if you enjoy this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel if you want to follow this series. Okay, so the first thing that needs to be said is, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other projects, Holochain is not a blockchain. Bitcoin and Ethereum are DLTs or distributed ledger technologies. So that means that each computer on the network holds and updates the same series of records. This can take up a lot of disk space and can slow the network down. However, Holochain is a framework for developers to build on. It makes use of DHT or distributed hash tables. This is the same technology that's used in torrent sites. Holochain, unlike many other cryptocurrencies and blockchains, has no native token. Now, I know that some of you are going to argue that and say, well, what about the HOT token or HoloFuel? But I will explain this statement in just a moment. Something else to point out is that Holochain doesn't face some of the same limitations that blockchains have encountered. Scalability is inherent within the network structure, and transactions per second aren't really a thing when it comes to the Holochain framework. An analogy that I kind of like that I've heard is, you wouldn't ask somebody how many web pages the internet could handle per second. It just doesn't work that way. So to compare Holochain to blockchains, again, where each individual node maintains the same record, which can obviously will get bigger and bigger as more transactions are added, Holochain nodes only maintain their own records. And this is done via a gossip protocol. You can find out more about the gossip protocol in a video on Hashgraph, which will be featured at the end of this video, so why not check that out later on. More information can be found about Holochain in the video's description, where I've included all of my links that I've used for doing all of the research for this video. There's a project within Holochain called HoloHost, and the HoloFuel token, the HOT token, is an asset attached to the HoloHost ecosystem. HoloHost is a hardware product that users can buy and can host the network using this plug-and-play device. Users can then host anything from decentralized apps to blockchains and web pages and numerous other things on the network. Developers making use of the Holochain framework using the HoloHost project will be able to pay users to host their projects using the HoloFuel token. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. This actually makes the HoloFuel token an asset-backed token, with the assets backing the token being the computer and hardware resources that users own. We can expect to see the HoloPort and the HoloPort Plus and the HoloPort Nano shipping very soon, with the HoloPort Nano shipping early 2020. If you do want to find out more about the HoloHost, obviously there will be links in the video description. Okay everyone, so hopefully you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, you can support the channel by making sure that you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications of when we upload new content. Okay, so let's talk about the team. The team consists of two co-founders, Arthur Brock and Eric Harris Braun. Both of these guys have over 30 years experience each, and they've worked together on a couple of startups in the past, one of which being Emerging Leaders Labs and the second being Metacurrency Project. The rest of the team is made up of a majority of software engineers and developers, with Dan Quinton in charge of partnerships and Celestial Hanley in charge of UI and UX. I genuinely do love that they are so devoted to the tech in this project, but I'm a little bit concerned by the lack of a marketing team. This project could really benefit from some hype and somebody really pushing and engaging with the community and spreading the word about the potential of this project. Okay, so let's take a look at the tokenomics. So Holochain currently sits at number 40 on CoinMarketCap with a market cap of around $142 million US. The token price sits at roughly 11 satoshis. The ISO raised 30,000 F, which equated to roughly 20 million US dollars at the time. With the price as it is, there's a return on investment of 2,100%. So if you got in on the ISO, you are still sitting pretty nice. There's a circulating supply of 161 billion. This is out of a total supply of 177 billion. That's a huge total supply. That is a really saturated market. Okay, so here's the bit that I'm a little bit nervous about sharing. This is a first for me, and I do want to point out I am by no means at all an expert at technical analysis. And I know that some of you are probably taking a look at this chart and screaming and shouting at your screens. Well, if you are, tell me where I'm going wrong in the comments below. I am open to your criticism, but let's be nice about it. I am still learning, and hopefully I'm not too far wrong and there's a little bit of insight in these charts. First of all, I want to take a look at the USD chart that shows a lot of promise for a potential switch round to a really nice bull market. So we'll start by looking at the date ranges. You can see the previous cycles range from 121 days to 144. We're currently sat at 175, so we're starting to get long overdue for a new cycle. But that does leave us in a really nice, relatively tight accumulation range. Secondly, we have some golden crosses between the 20 and 50 MA and also the 50 and 100 MA. To me, this shows a switch to a slightly more bullish momentum. Now, if we take a look at the Bitcoin charts, you will see that this is reflected pretty much in terms of the moving averages and the date ranges. What I do want to focus on is the Fibonacci retracement. As you can hopefully see on the chart, we do have a relatively strong resistance at 12 satoshis, but if we do push through that, then we are going to hit the 0.23 resistance at 16 satoshis. But if we break through there, there's not really a massive amount of resistance until we get to 29 satoshis. If we can break through that, I would expect a retracement down to around 25 satoshis, hopefully a bounce back and through the 29 satoshi resistance and upwards to the all-time high. I do want to reiterate again that I'm by no means an expert in technical analysis, and I am not a financial advisor. So please don't take this as financial advice. This is just me sharing my thoughts and my inexperience at technical analysis with you guys. That said, if this is something that you do enjoy and you would like to see more of it, then please let me know in the comments below. Okay, so my thoughts on the project are pretty simple. The tech is solid and has been around for ages. Distributed hash tables were around way before Bitcoin. We've been using them for torrent sites. Not that anybody watching this channel has ever used a torrent, but we know the technology is solid. Holo has massive potential for developers, a new decentralized internet, decentralized apps, and a whole economy built around it. So that is quite exciting. The token supply is huge. So this means that we are talking in tens of satoshis in value. This makes the price very hard to push around. That's great for stability, not so great for price speculators. As I mentioned a second ago, the economy around Holochain and the HoloHost project could be really strong if we can just get some engagement and some adoption of this project. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you been holding since the ICO? Have you put an order in for a Holo port, or have you dumped your bags? How are you switched off from the project and think that it's going nowhere? Let me know in the comments below. If you remember earlier in the video, I did mention the gossip about Gossip Protocol, which was mentioned in the Hashgraph video that I recorded some time ago. If you would like more information on that, that should hopefully be appearing on your screen now, as well as another suggested video. So why not go ahead and check out one of those two videos? But before you do, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate a thumbs up for this video, and I know you'd really be helping the channel out by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon if you haven't done so. So I've been Fez for Bitcoin for Beginners. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon for another episode.